Kia ora, ko whasmataho. Nā mai ki te whare, welcome to the House. At the beginning of each parliamentary year, there is a long debate in which MPs consider whether or not they have confidence in the government. In the event of a recent election, that debate is over the government's plan, as outlined in the speech from the throne. Otherwise, it's over a speech from the Prime Minister. This year, as usual, the debate on the Prime Minister's statement was staggered and intermingled with other business across 2 weeks. It came to a finish at the end of last week. You may not be surprised to know that the governing coalition, who control a majority of the House, voted to confirm that they like what they're doing and they want to stay on in government. With the vote over and echoes of shouting fading from the House, we thought that today we should bring you a few highlights from that 10-hour-long debate, a few moments from the best speakers, other than the leaders, who we gave some time to at the beginning. The MPs we thought gave particularly good performances all had something in common. They did not read their speeches. They generally came with a few bullet points and then went from there. Now that takes experience and knowledge and skill. The stronger speeches from left and from right were probably MPs that are oft seen as possible future leaders. One of them, and speaking early on in the debate, was National's Chris Bishop.
Second thing the Labour Party does is engage in empty and vacuous criticism. And you can see this in Chris Hipkins's speech in response to the Prime Minister. All this recitation of the fact that bread's a bit more expensive, milk prices of butter and things like that. Empty, vacuous criticism. They have no answers, no solutions, no policy, just criticism. Well, I've been through opposition. I know how it goes. It feels good for a while, but eventually, particularly in election year, the public eventually turn up and say, yeah, we get you can be critical. What have you got?
And likely the best on the opposing side, and one of the final speakers, Labour's McAnulty.
An absolute dud. This is election year. This is the year that the National Party should be talking about all their achievements. Their leader stood up and ran out of puff after 14 minutes. He had 6 minutes spare. He actually ran out of things to say because they haven't achieved anywhere near they are pretending to achieve. And the thing is, deep down, I think they've given up. I actually think they have given up. They've given up trying to find a solution to the problems that are facing this country and the problems that they have created, and what they're doing now is just simply trying to make it look like they're doing things and trying to kid New Zealanders. The thing with New Zealanders, though, is that they are not thick.
Both those speakers segued between topics with ease and without carefully written out lines. They both spoke widely. By comparison, many of National's speakers were hampered by the fact that they appear to have been given instructions to stay within their bailiwick, with the addition of a few talking points that became, frankly, repetitious. Most National backbenchers ended up talking about their own electorates, which does not stay thrilling for 10 hours. A few, though, managed to elevate dry topics with pure energy. Here's another of National's future hopes, Katie Nimmin.
So, next weekend, for those of you that don't know and for those of you that have nothing planned, pack your bags and come to Napier for Art Deco Weekend.
Damien O'Connor will be there.
What a wonderful event. We have got a massive lineup, and of course the government has put more funding into regional events like Art Deco Weekend, who sees thousands of Kiwis and thousands of people coming from overseas dressed up in their Art Deco finery to celebrate heritage and culture.
For Labour, Venushi Walters showed that this kind of debate doesn't have to be all about the traditional local pocketbook topics. It can also handle weighty material, and it can discuss it soberly. Her area of expertise is international law and human rights, so she went with that.
This is a government who have failed to join South Africa's legal challenge at the ICJ, despite joining it in the Ukraine-Russia case. Suddenly, the rules-based order no longer matters. This is a government who has failed to recognise Palestine. This is a government where the Foreign Minister has been publicly mulling leaving the World Health Organisation. It's a government who in one breath say they stand up for human rights, say in one breath that they stand up for human rights, and in the next they abstain on a vote on the Golan Heights.
We don't have vaguely enough time for all of the standouts, but there were strong off-the-cuff performances from MPs like Arena Williams, Aisha Verrill, Paul Goldsmith, Takuta Ferris, Erica Stanford, Megan Woods and more besides. The speeches tended to be more reliably strong and or entertaining on the opposition side, but that's often the case regardless of who is in power. So many speeches were read, and read carefully, especially by junior governing MPs, and maybe that is a downside of this government's focus on rapid legislating and quick debates. After 2 years, many of their backbenchers have still had scant speaking practice, their votes exercised more often than their voices. But they'll get there, hopefully. You've been listening to The House, e te whakarongo koe ki te whare. This program is produced with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mā te wā.